Welcome to my LGBT lesbian channel. The series Checkmate, Stripper and Dance for Me are voiced for you in full history. Thank you for your comments, reactions and subscription to my channel. Have a nice day everyone. 1 year later. You're making me nervous, honey, I whispered to him who smiled in front of me. We were in one of Christopher's favorite restaurants. He only liked to go to that place to celebrate important situations. The last time we came, he had become the largest entrepreneur of the oil business in the world, which I didn't mind at all, of course. After 4 months in an involvement filled with dates and terrible sex for me, the young man asked me to be his girlfriend, and I readily accepted. Our relationship was perfectly stable, since I took care of always being the best girlfriend ever. I had become the woman that every self-centered and stupid man like Christopher would love to have, a perfect submissive to his wills, regardless of what they were. But that was all my choice, and I'd go to the end for one single goal. I'm also pretty nervous, Camila. He gestured slightly with his hands, but I want to do this once and for all. Do what, honey? I was really nervous, but because I knew what would happen, and I also knew how much that would be of extreme importance for my plans. I stared at him with a fake nervous look, waiting for his request. This, he said as he opened the small black velvet box. Everyone knows that I'm crazy about you, and that no one before had made me feel this way. I'm in love with you, Camila, and I want you to marry me. I looked at the diamond ring in the middle of the small velvet box, and soon after I looked at his light and fearful eyes. I was thrilled inwardly. Everything was happening just like I wanted and had planned. Another square advanced. Do you accept to marry me? Of course I accept, Chris. With a wide and fake smile, I approached him and hugged him tight. I'm so happy, Camila, he murmured as he pulled away. He stared at me with a broad smile, and grabbed my hand, where he gently slid the beautiful and expensive engagement ring. Me too, honey. I stared at the diamond ring around my ring finger with a feeling of victory. Another step completed. You are better at this game than you think, Camila, that voice in my subconscious whispered. I'll give you the life you deserve, I whispered with a smirk to my future husband. Flashback off. Are you enjoying the life you deserve? -1 asked as I released him again, cuckold. I walked away from him, seeing his body fall to the side completely limp. I glanced at Lauren, who remained the same way. Until I heard some knocks on the door. Ma'am, one of the men entered the room. They are already waiting for you in the other room. I just nodded at him, who left right away. I glanced one last time at Christopher, and then approached Lauren again. I'm going to solve some things, but don't worry. I'm here to protect you, I whispered, depositing a kiss on her forehead. I got up again and straightened the dress in my body, and then ran one of my hands through my hair and walked out of that room. I saw the men on the first floor in an entertaining conversation, and walked back to the main room. Upon entering my room, I came across the people who were waiting for me. Tower, Bishop. Were you visiting your detainees? Dinah asked with a cynical smile, or should I say your lovers? I rolled my eyes impatiently, and walked to the desk that was reserved for me. I dropped my gun on it, and then went to the counter where the beverages were, and poured myself a small dose of whiskey. You're late, I said as I dropped the ice cubes into the glass. I told Dinah that we should have come earlier, but she didn't listen to me. Normani murmured as she sat next to her girlfriend. As soon as we heard about Jauregui's position as the investigator responsible for the Collins theft, made by Dinah and I. Of course, we had to make better decisions to reinforce our side and not be discovered. Normani's involvement was totally unexpected by me. Even having the knowledge of her relationship with Dinah, I never imagined that the woman would surrender to the younger one's wills and would help us with such a risky plan. The beautiful African-American woman had a bright police career, and yet she accepted to infiltrate Lauren's operation, which by pure coincidence needed new agents. Normani was our eyes. She kept us informed at all times, leaving us always one step ahead of everyone. Flashback on. I crossed the huge room, hearing the sound of my footsteps on the worn floor of that abandoned warehouse. I looked through the glass window, dirty due to lack of care. There was almost no movement outside. The time wasn't suitable to have a lot of people on the street. I looked at my watch for the fourth time in less than 20 minutes. The watch hands seemed to move slower than normal, or maybe it was just the anxiety of the moment. It was already past 2 a.m., Christopher was properly drugged in a deep sleep at home, but I couldn't abuse the time and much less my luck. It was when the light of a car headlight caught my attention. The more than familiar car parked right in front of the warehouse's side door. The car headlights turned off, making the black car almost get lost amid the darkness of the night. I tumbled away from the window and walked towards one of the tables that were there, serving myself a good amount of whiskey from a beautiful and refined bottle. I added some ice cubes to the glass, along with the alcohol that was already there. I swung the liquid from one side to the other, before lifting the glass up to my lips, taking a big sip, which made my throat warm. "Sorry I'm late, I had to pick up someone," Dinah said when she opened the door and entered the room. I lowered the glass on the table, and faced her with a confused and apprehensive expression. "Someone? What are you talking about?" "Calm down, I'll explain." "You better." I turned around, looking for a place to sit. I heard a heavy sigh and slow steps, informing me that she was approaching. I sat on the padded armchair to relax my body and keep calm. "Well, you know that last time we tried, we didn't have much success, remember?" I brought the glass of whiskey up to my lips again, which soon were wet by the strong scented alcohol. "Only one sip." "Yes." Because of that, I thought that we would need someone else to help us. And I took care of looking for someone trustworthy that would join us. And well, I found that person. "I can't believe you did that," I huffed in irritation. "It was the best choice." "You should have asked me. How could you make a decision without me?" "It was our best solution." "Whatever, you could have said something before taking action." "You wouldn't accept it," she exclaimed a little louder. "Obviously I wouldn't, it's dangerous." "And you want to stay stuck? You saw that the last time was a failure. We got into the system, but the financial sector was blocked. We could have solved that, with time and working together." I let out impatiently. I got up from the armchair, walking towards the glass window again. I took a deep breath, trying to keep calm to not explode in that moment. Hacking Colin's system and having that money was a matter of honor, and I couldn't let anything, absolutely anything, go wrong. But putting another person in the scheme wasn't in my plans, never was. Solved that for us. The solution is perfect and totally reliable. 100% safe. "How can I be sure?" I asked when I turned around, staring at those fearful eyes. I saw her chest rise and fall in a heavy breathing, as if she was giving her best to maintain her decision firm. Dinah was as stubborn as me. "I give you my word." Her voice tone came out confident as one of a king, or rather, a queen. We stood in silence for a few seconds, as if we were sealing a new deal. I sighed heavily, but accepted with a brief nod. "Tell the person to come in." I saw a victorious smile born in her lips. I shook my head as her steps went towards the door, which she opened slowly. "Well, I present you our bishop." My eyes narrowed towards that woman who analyzed me thoroughly. For a split second I felt that insecurity take over. Having a new piece in that game wasn't as simple as it seemed. Especially one that I already had seen before, and it wasn't on our side that she showed to be. The caution would now be redoubled. "Bishop? I believe it's an important piece. And what we need. Don't they say that the bishop is a somewhat fast piece? That if it has a clear path it can have a good advantage?" Dinah asked as she served herself some whiskey. "Yes, of course," I said without taking my eyes off our new piece. "And you can relax. The bishop doesn't jump over the other pieces, and it only follows the sequence of squares of the same color. Our color," she completed to then take a sip of alcohol. "I'm the tower, and I got you a bishop." "You confirm that?" I asked the bishop. "Yes, I know that I don't have your trust yet, but I will soon. I'll help in the king's overthrow," Normani said in a precisely confident way. I walked from one side to the other nonstop. That damn feeling of anxiety was consuming me. We'd been in front on those computers for more than an hour and a half. The process of entering the system was much more complicated than last time. The numbers and letters sequences seemed endless. They ran on the laptop screen used by Normani. I took a deep breath and tried to concentrate. The room was dimly lit by a yellowish lamp in the back. The light from the computer's screen kept our attention trapped, as it gave us a good dose of tension and anxiety if something there went wrong. "Done. We have to act fast. Let's go." I heard Normani speak with the attention focused on the last generation laptop screen. "Did you get it?" I asked with certain nervousness. "I think so, but we need the key, so that the system doesn't identify the foreign body." "Hurry." The system froze. "Leave it to me. Now it's my turn." We were in a triple connection. Each device had a job to do. Normani opened the way for me to enter the system freely and withdraw what I wanted. Dinah just waited for the amount, which would be sent to an account abroad. I started typing the numerical sequence in and out of the ordinary speed, as my eyes ran through the numbers that appeared on the luminous screen. "We don't have much time. The system is paralyzed." I heard Normani's voice in the back, as if I were several meters away. "I'm almost there," I said without stop typing the numbers that would give me all the access. I could hear the beating of my heart, strong and frantic. In that moment, all my concentration was there. I typed the last number and clicked on the little button on the left, when a new window opened on the screen, showing the following sentence: "Access to the financial system granted." A smile escaped my lips, drawing Dinah's attention, who approached quickly. "I hope that smile is a good thing," Dinah murmured hopefully. "Oh. If you like that I voiced the continuation of the series Stripper and want me to continue, please like and write a comment on the video. This will be an incentive to continue working on translation and dubbing."